It's Big Al. Welcome to another dumb sports vlog. I haven't posted in a couple of days, but I'm excited to be back. Been real busy. First and foremost, good on the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, the Milwaukee Bucks. If for those of you that don't know, were the first to protest and first to not show up for their playoff game. Now, what I want to talk about this is I'm not going to get super political and I'm not going to make any edgy statements or anything, but LeBron and the Lakers and the Clippers and a lot of the league were really mad at the Bucks. And this is something the whole NBA believes in. This is something that a lot of fans believe in. A lot of fans feel the way I do, where good for them, way to make a stand, way to start a revolution, way to keep the momentum going. There's a lot of different things that they did right, but the rest of the NBA was mad at them because they didn't tell them, they didn't communicate. It was 2 days after the shooting, and the Milwaukee Bucks sat out their playoff game. So why weren't the other teams doing it? The Milwaukee Bucks had to take a stand. They did. They jumped into it. Good for them. And then they won their playoff series after that. They were up. The funniest thing I think about this is they were up 3-1 on the Magic, and they were willing to protest. They were probably sitting in the locker room. They were like, we're gonna kick the shit out of the Magic anyway, so we'll give them one game. We'll let them forfeit. And good on the Magic. The Bucks offered them a forfeit, but they ended up not accepting it. And then obviously the whole league didn't play for 3 days, I think. But good on the Milwaukee Bucks. We're advancing. We're moving on. I think we got the Heat next. This is getting really interesting in the East. You got Bucks, Heat, and then Raptors and Celtics. And the Celtics kicked the shit out of the Raptors today. It was weird. Man, basketball's heating up. We are one series away from the conference finals and then the finals. I'm excited for that. A little bummed, like a lot of people are. As we all know, Chadwick Boseman passed away. Now, I'm not trying to make anyone sad, or I'm not trying to do anything, I'm not trying to make any statements or anything, but this is a guy who brought Jackie Robinson to life. And we were able to see that in the movie 42. We were able to see the story more in depth. I read, I think, 3 or 4 Jackie Robinson books when I was a kid. He was a hero of mine. It was awesome to watch that movie just because of how he brought it to life. And it's so sad that he's gone. He did so much for the community. Even when fighting cancer for 4 years, he filmed amazing movies. Not only that, but he also was going in children's hospitals. He was going and spending his time and donating his time to do stuff like that. So he's going to be missed in the sports world, in the real world, and what a guy. All right, let's move on to better things, right? Happier things. It's fantasy football season, baby. Fantasy football is here. I'm in 4 leagues this year. I was in 5 last year, but it's too much. I got to cut back. I love fantasy football. Even in leagues where I don't have to pay any money or we don't win any money, I have a championship belt in the league I'm the commissioner in. Getting excited. I did 3 mock drafts today. I activated my league yesterday. My buddy activated his league the other day, activating all the leagues I'm in. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Fantasy football, it's kind of like there's different stages to get you into football season, right? Training camp starts, and you're like, okay, all right, it's coming. And then Hard Knocks starts, and you're like, all right, it's coming, here we go. Madden comes out, and then this momentum just keeps going. And after Madden comes out, you start thinking about fantasy football, and then fantasy football comes out. Usually we're in preseason games right now, but this year, we had to take that part out of it. We still get Hard Knocks, Madden, and now fantasy football is ramping up, and we start to get doing fantasy football drafts. I think we're 2 weeks, today's Sunday, we're 2 weeks away from the first NFL Sunday. We are 11 days away from the first Thursday night game. It's coming. And just to get a little itsy bitsy fix, Austin Peay played Central Arkansas. I don't even know who won. I fell asleep at the end of the game. But 75-yard run, first play of the season. It's going to be a freaking good football season, man. 75-yard touchdown on a little speed option the first play. Man, football was so back, and I was watching it. I was super into it. It was a D1 AA game. It wasn't even a D1 game. No one was playing that was of importance to anything, and I was just like, football's here. Injected into my veins. I'm so excited. So there's our progressions, right? Those are our progressions into football, and we're mere days away from it. Speaking of the other football, the gross football, is anyone surprised that Messi is leaving Barcelona? I was really surprised because I've always been a Ronaldo fan because I'm half Portuguese. So I was always like really into Ronaldo, and I was really into Madrid when Ronaldo was there. Now, I guess Juventus is my team just because I'm a Ronaldo fan. But I thought Messi was the guy that was like stuck with Barcelona, and he's means so much to that city. I went to Spain last year. I gotta stop talking about my traveling because everyone's gonna think I'm such a douchebag. I went to Spain. Yeah, so I went to Spain last year, and Messi had stuff everywhere. We were in Barcelona. We weren't in Madrid, so literally Messi jerseys everywhere. All this stuff. It was in October. Man, it's huge out there. As huge as football is in here, soccer's probably bigger out there. Football. They're talking about Messi coming to the United States, and they were talking about his next contract being worth 500 million euros. Yeah, 500 million euros after taxes, which means taxes are like 40-50%, which means he would have been the first player to sign $1 billion contract with the team. Right now, Patrick Mahomes had that record at 503 million, but that's before taxes, so he's only going to see like 250 million of that in his pocket. But man, 500 million euros, and euros are worth more than dollars too, so that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But then I heard like he had some weird contract. He was going to come play in New York or anything like that. Don't do the David Beckham. Don't come retire in the United States. Try to be the ambassador that brings soccer to the United States. We got enough shit going on. We got 4 major sports that we love. We don't need soccer. We watched Team USA go out and blow their shit eventually. Didn't even make the World Cup 2 years ago. I don't even know. Whenever it was. Didn't even make the World Cup. Only going to make the World Cup in like 8 years because we're hosting it. But we don't need soccer. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey. We dominate in all those things. All right. The rest of the world can have soccer. Y'all can have rugby. You can have cricket. Whatever the hell else you guys do. We got what we need. Keep it. Keep Messi. Don't send him over here. I don't care. We don't want to do the Beckham thing where you got 45 cameras just on Beckham the whole game. We don't need it. Keep him. Keep him, Europe. We don't want him. College football. Man, I am sick and tired of being right about freaking college football. I'm going to sound like a douchebag again because I've said this like 7 times, but I told everyone on my vlog that these guys were going to start opting out, and Jamar Chase opted out today. I said his name a bunch of times because I put him in with Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and Jamar Chase as 3 of the kind of big college football players that were going to go top 5. The rest are linemen or like edge rushers or anything like that. But these are like the stars that are going to opt out. And Justin Fields is probably done because the Big Ten canceled their season. Now Jamar Chase, who was going to have a season this fall, is opting out. And the thing that's going to decide if Trevor Lawrence plays or not is going on now. And that what I mean by that is Auburn had 16 players test positive and they're out for the virus reasons. 16 is a significant part of any team. Their season's going to get pushed back too. There's no way. The SEC worships the college football and the college football scene, but there's no way in hell that this season's going to happen. I mean, we saw Austin Peay play last night and all that stuff, and that was great, but fans were socially distanced. They're going to try to pack 100,000 people into Tennessee Stadium, into Alabama Stadium, into Ole Miss's Stadium, wherever the freaking SEC stadiums. Clemson, same thing. They're going to pack all the fans in there. They're not going to give a shit about this. They're going to have one game. The numbers are going to go up, and then it's going to be gone. And you will not see Trevor Lawrence in a Clemson uniform ever again. I told you Justin Fields. I told you Jamar Chase. Trevor Lawrence is next. I don't think we're going to see him in a Clemson uniform ever again. And that's just because of the virus and getting drafted in April. He's not going to risk his rookie season for a college football season where he's just trying to win the Heisman and win another national championship. Even though they're ranked 1, I don't see him staying. Man. I was right about the whole college football thing. I got to say it. I got to keep saying it. All 20 of my viewers, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. But, man, I'm mad that I'm right about it too because I don't get to watch USC play this year. So I'm just going to keep bashing everyone else's teams, conferences, whatever. It's not happening. I mean, I wanted to. It's not. I want to watch SEC football. I want to watch Alabama struggle against Ole Miss every year. I want to watch Florida and Tennessee battle it out for no reason. LSU coming in strong again this year. I wanted all of it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not at all. With that being said, we're going to come into my weekly segment. We're going to snap something away out of the sports world. You see my gauntlet back here. This is my segment where I just take something I don't like or something I'm just going to talk shit about. I'm going to snap them away. This week's snap, the Dallas Mavericks. That was the team I was most excited. Aside from my Bucks team, that was the team I was most excited about. And I listened to a buddy's podcast, and I didn't realize I was excited about them until I heard his podcast. He's talking about Luka this, Kristaps Porzingis, and then I was like, okay. And I watched their first game against the Clippers, and they competed with them. And then the second game was the one they won, right? And then Luka came out 43 points and hit that dagger. I was so excited. I was so excited for the Mavs. I'm excited for their future. I think that's going to be a good team in the future. But we got to snap them away because they got eliminated today. They're done. Stick a fork in them. Get Luka healthy because he got hurt a couple times in that series. His ankle. Man, I hate to even snap them away because I'm most excited about them for next season. But there wasn't a lot going on, so I just had to snap them away. All right. I'm going to leave you guys with another one of Big Al's top 5. This time, I hope this is relatable to everyone, but I'm going to give my top 5 stupid 30-minute shows. Now, you know what shows I'm talking about. Those shows that are 30 minutes that you leave running while you're asleep and you wake up and it's like 2 seasons later because Hulu doesn't freaking stop the show. These are the shows that I love, and any one of these shows I can put on and I can watch it, and I can watch it over and over again, and they're just awesome. So let's start with number 5, 2.5 Men. Now, I'm not talking Ashton Kutcher 2.5 Men. I'm talking Charlie Sheen before he had tiger blood, cocaine, and HIV. All of it. I wanted all of it. 2.5 Men was so funny. I grew up on that. It used to be on Channel 5 every day. Before I had cable, I had freaking 6 channels. So I used to watch 2.5 Men literally every day because they played reruns from the time I got home from school until it was time for dinner. So I literally used to watch 2.5 Men nonstop, me and my brother, every day. That's number 5. That's one of my dumb shows that I freaking love. Number 4, How I Met Your Mother. If you like Friends, get the F out. Like, Friends is terrible. I've tried to watch Friends like 3 times. Because of how popular it is, I tried to watch it at least like 3 times. And I watched the first couple episodes, and I just walk away feeling like I wasted my life. David Schwimmer, I think he ruins it for me. Obviously, I like Jennifer Aniston. I don't know about the other guys, but David Schwimmer is so whiny. And he's so like, I watched him in, he played Kardashian in the OJ documentary with Cuba Gooding Jr. He played Kardashian, and he just sounded so whiny the whole time. And I just hated how he sounded. And then I just finished watching Band of Brothers, the HBO miniseries about World War II, the 101st Airborne. And he was in there too, and he was whiny and stupid. And I was like, this guy just plays this one character. He's just this whiny freaking guy. So I think he ruins Friends for me. I spent more time talking about Friends than I talked about freaking How I Met Your Mother, but How I Met Your Mother is a great show. Beats out Friends as far as like the buddy friend, spend all your time with your friends kind of shows. I think How I Met Your Mother is like miles ahead of Friends. Sorry, you can disagree with me in the comments. I don't care. Number 3, Parks and Rec. Don't watch the first season of Parks and Rec. If you haven't watched Parks and Rec, don't watch the first season. Just jump right into the second season. You're not going to miss anything. I think it's like 6 episodes in the first season, and it's really terrible. And it turned me off the first time I watched it. But then once I gave the second season a shot, it is super funny. Ron Swanson is the best man alive. He just eats red meat. He has a mustache. He's the manliest man. He hates people. He's a libertarian. I mean, just everything about Ron Swanson makes that whole show. And it's such a star-studded cast, and we always took it for granted. We never ever realized how star-studded Parks and Rec really was. Who you got in there? You got, all right, Leslie Knope is, I'm already forgetting names. I just said how star-studded it was. Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Ron Swanson is Nick Offerman, who's a comedian. He's done some stand-up. It's pretty funny. Chris Pratt, Aubrey Plaza, Rob Lowe comes on later. Adam Scott comes on later. Just Aziz Ansari. I forgot about Aziz. Just completely star-studded. Like, everyone in that show is a stud. It's a hilarious show. I was into it recently. That was my fall asleep show for like the past 3 months. My wife hated it, but I used to fall asleep to Parks and Rec every night. And that leads me to my number 2. This is a show that I've seen at least 16, 17, probably 20 times over. I fall asleep to this one also. Archer. If you haven't watched Archer and you don't know what Archer is, get your life together and watch Archer. It's on Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. The newer seasons are kind of but the first like 5-6 seasons are stupid funny. I mean, it's a show, it's a cartoon. It's kind of like James Bondy. He's kind of like a womanizer, alcoholic, spy kind of guy. I mean, it's so funny. They run their own secret agency, and I mean, that's easily the best cartoon show out there. I mean, it's so funny and so stupid. Make sure you watch it. Don's hilarious. Number one, is there any question? The Office. The greatest show. The greatest 30-minute show ever. I'd put that up there with the greatest shows of all time. And it's funny, I remember watching it live. Not live, but like the nights it would come out. I remember watching it when it was on air. And I used to think it was funny. I watched it with my mom, and my mom thought it was funny, and we used to watch it together. I think it was in high school. Thursdays were like we would watch The Office. They even aired one after the Super Bowl one year. But I remember watching it, and I was like, this is funny. This is a good show. But it wasn't until like it came out on Netflix and everyone started watching it over and over again that it actually exploded. But that is the funniest show. I mean, I don't even know if you need me telling you that. I'm just saying it. That's the funniest show, right? Again, feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I've watched that at least 20 plus times also all the way through. That's one of the ones I'll put on in the middle of the night. At least Netflix stops you after 3 episodes, but shows like Archer and Parks and Rec that I've watched on Hulu, they'll keep it going. They won't stop. You get like 4 seasons later when you wake up. All right. That's my show. That's my vlog. Thanks for watching. Another dumb sports vlog. Appreciate you guys. Comment if you disagree with anything I said. I love to reach out. Follow my Instagram page, Another Dumb Sports Empire. Just thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Love always, and remember, Iowa sucks.